Hey everybody, hope you're having a great evening. Pastor Matt here from First Church of the Nazarene. Glad that you could attend this virtual conference. We had a parent-teacher conference about 4 to 6 months ago, and I just thought, hey, let's try something different. Instead of having everybody come to the church on a particular night and missing out a few families here and there in the conversation, I thought, why not try go ahead and have a virtual environment? We'll go ahead and post this on our church site, our Facebook page, and you can get at it whenever you need to. It also allows you to have some online feedback opportunities. We will provide those through email and maybe even message boards as we get going with this. First off, just wanted to say thank you for viewing this video. Next, I just want to tell you a little bit about what's going on with children's ministry in the next 3 months or so. It's October now, which means only one thing. It's time to get ready for Christmas. That's right. We are starting practices for our Christmas musical. The Christmas musical is going to happen on December the 8th. That's a Sunday morning. But we still need to practice. We held auditions a week or so ago, and the kids did a fabulous job. It was great to see their talents and the areas that they need to be stretched and grown. And that's the whole purpose to having this musical, is to also not only give them an opportunity to be creative, an outlet for their acting abilities, but also to stretch them a little bit and teach them how to be an actor, be a better singer, improve in those skills. Anyway, we'll be starting up practices here next Thursday, and that is going to be awesome. I'm talking with all the acting students, all their parents, and letting them know when the schedule is happening. We'll be having Thursday practices and some Saturday practices, so watch your email. Be wary of that schedule if you can come. If you can't, please give me a text or a phone call. I really would appreciate it. If you're going to miss, I need to know. Thank you. Also, of course, before we get to Christmas, we have Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving feast is happening on Sunday night, November the 24th. But even before that is everybody's favorite candy holiday, Halloween. But on Halloween night, we're going to have our annual trunk or treat. And people from our church are volunteering to line up their cars, bring a big bucket of candy, maybe even decorate their cars and themselves in a fun little theme. And we will be passing out candy and basically just blessing and rubbing elbows with our neighbors here. There's a lot of kids that come through our city, and this is a great opportunity to provide an environment that is safe and fun. Might even have some popcorn and other types of games out there, not just some trunks. So Christmas time, it's a very busy time of the year, but it's also a very exciting time to hang out with friends and family here at First Church. And so not only are we going to have a Christmas musical on the 28th during the worship service time, but we're also going to have activities almost every single Sunday of December. So first off, of course, December the 8th is the performance, Christmas Pick a Gift for kids. This is a program that my mother taught me and that was handed down to her when she was in children's ministry and still serves in a capacity. But this is an opportunity for kids to learn how to give gifts to others, not just receive. And so we'll line tables in the fellowship hall with gifts given, new or mostly new gifts given by our congregation, things that they have that are neat and clean that they would give, so that kids could pick a gift to give to their mom or their dad or both, depending on how many we have. And so we will allow them to wrap them up, maybe even write a card, and it's a great opportunity to have the spirit of giving during the Christmas season. Now on the 22nd, our children's group, Kids Zone, will be hosting our annual Christmas party. So we've got the musical out of the way. We even have our presents already picked out for mom and dad, and maybe even brother and sister. But we're going to have our Christmas party on that 22nd. So don't skip out on town just yet. Take off on Monday and have a great week for Christmas that time. If you're going traveling, be safe, of course. And then on the 29th, we thought, hey, let's bring this back. We did it last fall. We were going to do it a month or so ago, but we did a block party instead. We decided to bump this to December. It's going to be an exciting event. It's called Family Double Dare. If you remember back in the 90s, This was a very big and very messy game show involving families and trivia and physical challenges and all that kind of stuff. We had a great showing. We had several families come out to it last year, and the winners of last year's competition were the Martinezes. It was Casey and her boys, and let's see if they can actually keep their candle burning and continue to be the champions of Family Double Dare, or are you going to take that title away from them? Only you could find out. Throughout all this time, we're having a wonderful time with Caravan, and I just want to say thank you to Phyllis and all the other teachers for making this thing such an amazingly good hit here in town. I'm just floored. We have so many other opportunities and activities for kids, and yet kids are piling in the church van to come and be part of a scouting program that they learn about God, not just how to wash their clothes or how to sew a badge. They learn about Jesus. They learn about Nazarene history, and it is a great program. If your kids are not involved in that, I highly recommend that you get involved in it. Wednesday night, 6:30 to 7:30. We'd love to have you and to have them. Now, one last thing, and this is more of the conversation piece. So when you email me back, text me, get into the message boards here, this is where I really want to start the conversation between all of us. And it is, what are your kids learning when they come to church? Now, your kids, we have an idea of what we would like them to understand and learn when they leave the doors every Sunday. That's the idea of having pre-planned out programming and how the Holy Spirit leads us as teachers to plan that out and then teach it. But are they actually, is it sinking into them? That's what I want to know. Are they able to tell you one little tidbit of what this craft that they brought home was about? Is it all about jumping up and down and fun and games? Personally, those things help us communicate the message of the gospel. They are not the purpose. They are not the message. But they help get kids here, and they help us communicate those messages. And so things like couch diving when I do children's worship, that is just icing on the cake. That is not the cake itself. And I do like cake. Now, my other question for you. So first off, what are your kids learning here at First Church? Are they learning anything? Can you tell if they're learning anything? What are your family's relational and spiritual needs? Now, that's a big question, but I want you to think about it for a moment. What are your relational and spiritual needs? You might have to take a little bit of survey, but it might be the areas you're having problems in, between you and your spouse, between you and your kids, in-laws, whatever have you. What are those areas that you have need for prayer, that you have need for some teaching, instruction? What are those areas, and how can we best help? If you don't know how, we'll work with God and work with other people about trying to come up with a how. But what are your needs? Because sometimes we just don't know, and we go with what we think is best. So first off, what are your kids learning? And secondly, what are your relational and spiritual needs in your family? We want to be the family place. We want to be here for you. And the only way that we can meet your needs and help to meet your needs is to know what they are. And so if you would share those with us through those different areas that we'll provide here, message board, emails, texting, I would thoroughly appreciate it. We'll keep the conversation flowing. I don't have all the answers. I know that. I know the one who does, but I don't have all the answers. And so I want to suggest to you that there are other parents in our congregation, other adults, grandparents that have so much more wisdom than any one of us by ourselves, that we cannot just go it alone and try to raise our kids and raise our families without their help. It would be foolish. And so go ahead, answer those questions, and any other comments or questions or thoughts that you have. If this was really awful and you'd rather come to one of those meetings and sit down and we'll all just talk, that's cool too. I know we're very relational. This might feel a little standoffish. Not my purpose. Carolyn's out this week. There's a lot of other things that made this a little bit of a different and a cool venue, I think. I hope to make it a happening place. So if you would give me those feedbacks and those comments, fill those in, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.